This is. Okay, we're going to call this regular meeting of the Deep River Planning and Zoning Commission to order September 18th, 2025. It is 7:02 p.m. Do a roll call. So, I'm Anthony Bolduc, Chairman. Lisa Maria.
Here.
Alan Parody. There's. Skip it. Him. See that, Alan Parody?
Yes, sir.
All right. Julio, here. Stan Reinheimer. And stay. Smith here. Sir, you're on the list. You have a group not meeting, right? Yeah.
No, it's okay. I didn't think.
Alrighty. Item 2, audience of citizens. Mission. Always Nancy. Watch this. Awesome. Okay. Audience of citizens. Citizens may address the commission on items that are not listed on the agenda. Anybody online? All right. Anybody in the audience?
Two things, Tony. Update on noise ordinance.
Right, that was in front of the Board of Selectmen.
That's my understanding.
And what's happening in Lace Factory updates on that?
So we don't really have an update because of all the construction and everything that's going on. Same questions that all the ongoing stuff. We had all that stuff. I'm going. Anyone else?
I have a question. I'm just wondering if we could move on with the online permitting system.
The audio is a little weird. Can you hear me?
You have your headphones on?
How about that?
Can you hear me? Can you hear anything that I'm saying? Yes? Okay, good. The audio was a little weird from your end, so just make sure to speak up. At least if it's something that I need to hear, and I'm not sure who else is on the call, but I'm sure they'll want to hear it too.
No. How about now? Okay.
That's better.
So you wanted to know what the status was of the online permitting.
So we are working with the configuration team to give feedback and make some changes to the online permit forms. And I need to touch base on where they're at with syncing with parcel information and the online payment system. So I made the connections out to the people in the town hall that should be the best points of contact for that. And now I need to see where they're at with it.
What's the ETA for action, when it'll be done and ready?
Part of that will depend on the point and pay queue. Because it'll take at least a couple of weeks for them to do that piece of it. And I am still working on giving feedback on some of the online permits. So I can have a better update that I could email out next week on kind of what it's looking like.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, we're taking a picture of the setup for next time. That way you can remember which one microphone we're using. All
Yeah,
right.
well, whatever you guys set up this way, the microphone is a lot better because I can hear you much better than at the beginning
Okay.
of the meeting, so.
Okay. Anybody else on any citizens? All right, hearing none, on to approval of minutes. So we have the August 21st regular meeting minutes and the August 21st first record of motions. I did not see the meeting minutes.
I read the parts that
Everything was filed.
Got nothing, there's nothing online. So not online. If you could make sure
I
you,
sent it to Amy and I got a response.
we'll blame Amy. Could you make sure you CC one of us?
Yeah.
Just from all the FOI hearings that I enjoy going to. So anyway, I guess we'll just, if everybody's all right with the list of motions, we will approve that unless anybody has any changes. So moved. Second. Second. All in favor? All right. Anybody opposed? Right. Hearing none, on to old business. Presentation of the amended Deep River Plan of Conservation Development, applicant Deep River Planning and Zoning Commission. Zoe, it's all you.
Okay, so I have the final draft. Just those last few little updates that were given to me last time. So let me open it up and show you. And here we are. So I added my name and I also added John in. Let's see. I think most of the edits were small and towards the end, so we'll just do a little scrolling. Oh, I did, Alan, add in a generalized example of a conventional versus conservation development. This is from the town of Guilford's zoning regulations. So we have a real life local example, but then a local regulatory, but not like, specific development example. And then let's see. Hopefully I'm not making anyone dizzy. I added in the, let's see, I think the Inland Conservation and the Wetlands Commission for this last goal and then do a little turning. I added in the Essex steam train, and then I also did a little guide for where specific goals and actions related to these different areas can be found within the plan. And then here, I did a map of the publicly owned property. So originally, it was requested just to show Town of Deep River owned and Region 4 owned. But I did think it would be good to throw in the state-owned property too, since there actually is a significant amount. I will point out that most of that state-owned property is the state forest, the green space up here. But it's still good to see. And then I also highlighted town affiliated property because there's some things that the ownership is listed not as the town of Deep River, but they're still very connected. So for example, the fire department, the ambulance association, we included the cemetery because it's used a lot as a park space and green space, and then the housing authority. So I think that was the other major final piece.
I think it looks fantastic. Yeah, nicely done.
Very nice. Is this, the Skinny State owned, on the right there, is that the rail line or? is
Yeah.
that- That's the rail line. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Essex steam train, the rail line.
That's good. Really good.
Yeah, I think it came out fantastic. Yeah, if no other concerns or comments, we just need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right. Very nice job, Zoe. Thank you.
Yay.
Yay!
All right, on to item B, site plan application accessory dwelling unit in a pre-existing single-family dwelling in the Village Commercial District, 214 Main Street, map 57, lot 79, applicant Johnny Carrier. Sorry about the dim lighting.
Oh, it's fine. Here's probably the best, right?
Yeah.
Camera can get my best view.
That's right. I was gonna say Zoe's got the maps online, so.
All right, so we can do that. All right. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for putting up with the last time of my misunderstanding of the rules that was quickly pointed out. So since then, what I did, I'll just do a quick recap and then I'll tell you where I went from there. So 214 Main Street, just a little over 1.1 acres. House built in 1823. As I said last time, the house was fully gutted, when I even got to view it for the first time. The exterior is pretty much in shambles. The siding's not in good shape. The roofing's not. The chimney was removed completely, and left in a pile in the back, patio, which the top was removed from it. Some of the gutter leaders were stolen, the meters laying on the side. It's in pretty good, disrepair at this point. The porch was already removed as well. And they had started some interior framing, which I'm not a huge fan from being, growing up in the framing trades. Down in the basement, some of the structure stuff that they did. Other than that, and I have the photos, if you guys want to see them again, I have them kind of exterior, first floor, basement. If you need them, I have them, et cetera. I'm here to, for an approval on an ADU. And last time around, I had basically kind of a mirror image of a first and second floor. So went back to the office the next day, put my pen to paper, and I came up with an ADU design, which has a main house that you could see on the right side, kind of a rear entrance coming in, a staircase going upstairs, which would also access the basement. Basement doesn't have ceiling height to actually be used for anything other than crawl space and some mechanicals, so it's not usable space. There's a kitchen, dining room, living room, front door entrance, little privacy for the powder room. And on the left side, what you see is a separate little entrance with a mudroom, closet, and a washer and dryer. Kitchen, living room, one single full bath and a bedroom. A small closet in the bedroom and a side 6x12 porch for the ADU unit. The upstairs is all the main residence. So when you go up those stairs, there's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a little area for a desk for overflow, since the downstairs is a little bit tighter. So you can see you come up the stairs, you've got kind of I would call it bedroom 1, but it's a master suite towards the front with a walk-in closet, washer and dryer upstairs, 2 bedrooms towards the left, and then a main bath, and then a little bit oversized hall, like I said, for either some kind of desk or work area or writing desk, that kind of thing. When I was doing this, I had to pay attention a lot to the structure because there's 2 front to back carry beams that kind of surrounded the old chimney. All the bearing walls line up on that. So the result is that we have 1,722 square feet for the main house. And if you multiply that by 0.3, you get 516.6, and the ADU is 516.0. So literally threading the needle, but it does work. Since the last time, because I had been reaching out to Dan over at the Design Advisory Board, I had a chance to meet with them last week. They're all blending together. Kids are back in school, so I apologize. And I've got an approval letter, which should be in your package. I have a copy of it today. We went through kind of my intent to kind of restore the house to the, original glory. I had explained last time that I had visited the Deep River Historical Society, Rhonda there, looked through some of the archives to see if we could find some pictures of the house in its original side, because the siding that's there now is just a modern day vinyl. Where they just J-channel around the pediment and front door and in kind of that surround. Not very well done. We weren't able to find anything more than I was able to research online. She did put me in touch with Cynthia Stannard. I have not gotten anything back, so we did discuss that. And they've given me an approval with a summary. Light fixtures on the front were approved. The porches will have recess. They're going to keep it minimal on that. And then the only thing that's really left up in the air, which they left to me, is whether I want to do period style shutters or no shutters and kind of an off-color trim from the rest of the house. So it seems like I'm not able to get any original historical photos. So we're going to stick with the white color everybody's been used to seeing for the last so many years. And then we need a period style door for the front. With that, I do have all the old stone from the fireplace laying in a pile in the back. So it is my intention to recreate the chimney the way it was. I've got some awesome Google Earth photos when I, drive down Main Street virtually, and you hit the little arrow and get a couple of things. So I'll be able to size it very close to that. I would get it thin sliced to eliminate some of the structure and stuff, because I'm not replacing the existing roof. Just to lighten the load and be able to do something more of a facade and try to recreate it as close as I can to that. Other than that, the only changes you would really see are towards the back of the house, which is that addition just to get the staircase, remove the bulkhead. Most of it is within the footprint of the old patio, et cetera. So if you scroll in, you'll see, and I tried to use a minimal roof line to kind of hide it as best as possible. Again, the porch is removed. So from the Google Earth photos, I tried to recreate the pitches of the porches at the similar, very shallow pitches that were there originally. The only main change is the porch is not all the way across that left side. It's just a 6x12. In discussions with the design review board, most likely that porch didn't exist originally on that side, so they were comfortable leaving it that way. Other than that, the only other comment, which didn't come back on there, and there was some discussion, was that there's some gable end windows, look like they were added at a later date. So I've kept it just siding. But there's a few things that we kind of jumped into granular stuff, like on the screen, you'll see there's some wide fascia board, frieze boards there. There's some crowns, some roof returns that would have been more original. They probably either copied them or left them and then just covered them. Until I actually peel that back and see what's there, I don't know exactly what I would do. And then the last thing is, I'm intending to use a smooth board, but more of a cement board or some kind of composite board, just for longevity of paint and things like that. But it is made to mimic and look exactly like it would, the standard cedar boards that were used at the time. So that's pretty much it. I do have a letter as well, which I had from the last one. That was from Bruce Triska from the wetlands, stating that the wetlands are far away and there's nothing on the property to consider any kind of wetlands approval. So at this point, I think I've checked every box. I don't know if you have any questions.
What did you say the acreage was, 1.4?
1.19.
Little.
Yeah, it's not big. No.
You guys have no questions? Just looking for a motion. And I would just refer to the Design Advisory Board's letter if you make that motion.
I'd make the motion to approve with the backup and the modifications made. I think it's checked all the boxes. It's perfect.
Yeah, have you second, you're unseated.
I'll second. Oh, go ahead. I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Approved.
Thank you for your enthusiasm.
Yeah, thanks for coming back so quickly with that turnaround.
Looking forward to seeing it.
I got one,
Appreciate it.
can I ask an informal question? The ADU that you have, would that be an affordable unit?
At this point, no, there's no affordability tied to it. But in my construction experience, anything at 500
I
square
mean,
feet. is
inherently
gonna
it would be,
inherently
especially in this
affordable,
area, yeah.
Yeah,
Nicely done, thank you.
thank you.
All right, on to new business. We have item A, special permit application for a dental assistant school as an extension within the Deep River Family Dental Office, 199 Main Street, map 57, lot 113. Applicant, Trust Dental Academy LLC, and this is just to accept and set a public hearing for, October 16th. So I just need a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the application. Right, for the next meeting.
Second. Right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, thank you. On to item B, fine schedule. And we had this on and off, for planning and zoning for quite a while. Zoe's got some background on this, so I'm gonna punt this over to you.
Yeah, technically it's old business, but it feels like new business because it's been a very long time at this point.
Yeah.
So, and we've spoken about so many different ordinances and regulations that I don't quite remember where this group left off with the fine schedule conversation, but I figured I would pull, some of what was referenced in discussions previously, as well as some extra examples and some resources straight from the Connecticut's general statute. So I believe that part of okay, so I'll share my screen. Now, I believe that part of where we had left off with this conversation was the consideration of ordinance versus regulation, as well as the fact that a citation schedule, a fine schedule requires then the hiring of a citation officer, a hearing officer, and putting in like that infrastructure as well. So something that I wanted to start off with was the Connecticut General Statute language, which requires us to have an ordinance adopted enabled for the commission to be enabled to have a fine schedule or issue citations. So that is what's here. Sorry, our little screen of people is getting in the way of me actually seeing the full thing. Sorry, trying to get things smaller. Okay, here we
I have a
go.
question. I have a question about this. So you have to have a hearing officer. Can the hearing officer be the same hearing officer if we have a blight ordinance in place? Or is that a trick question?
I mean, I would need to double check, but in theory, I don't see why not. I think the hearing officer just can't be the same as the zoning officer or anyone from the zoning commission.
So, but could it be, and not to give Bruce extra work, but could it be Bruce because he is a zoning enforcement officer in a different town?
Employee municipal rights for the zoning authority. Yeah, yeah, because it looks like based on this,
Of the
it just
municipal
can't
body?
be someone who is implementing any kind of zoning authority.
Right, in the town.
And it says in the town. And it can't be the building inspector, but
Okay. That was my thought, is if we do this, maybe he's the guy because he does zoning in a different town, and he's already got the background, if he's willing to do it. Anyhow.
and then the other thing that we were kind of toying with that I will need to do a little bit more research on, and somebody on the Tyke team will probably know the answer when I am in the office with them tomorrow. But with having, because we ran into this issue also with the fact that the zoning fee schedule was previously in the ordinance, and it's just harder to change in general when it's an ordinance versus the regulations. So seeing if we can craft the languages such that the citations are enabled via ordinance, but then the specifics of what that fine schedule looks like, we'll do more research into if that could be something that then can be adopted via the zoning regulations, because then they're more easily amended. Instead of going through the process of amending an ordinance. So that's kind of the overview. I'm happy to open up any examples, but for now, I'll kind of open it up to the group for discussion, and just let me know if you want me to open up any specific documents up to the screen to help with the conversation.
Just gonna put in, so it sounds like there's a little bit more background work to do on this anyway, but I do think the Middlefield one actually fits pretty well. It's short and sweet, and that's kind of what we were shooting for anyway. And if you guys haven't had a chance to read it, I don't think that one's terrible. But without the rest of the questions answered, I think we just punt on this one more time.
Are there any other things, like specific questions or language that you would want us to find more information on or examples of?
I just wonder what the range of fines are. I mean, if this is Middlefield, it says $150.
And the
Right.
ordinance says that no fine imposed may exceed $150 for each day.
All right.
So that's the maximum daily.
And is there a max cumulative or no? I didn't see one in the middle field. Oh, I can look at it quickly.
I don't believe so. But I'm gonna,
You're gonna rack my brain about this. When we took the Casio training, isn't is this the same as, so you can fine them up to $150 per day until you send a notice of violation? Or is that for blight only? Right, so it's cumulative until you get a notice of violation to them and as a certified mail.
no,
I-
you wouldn't, you have to inform them of the citation, so
Yep.
it's not, it doesn't start accumulating until you send the notice.
Right, but it wasn't there a stop? It's been too long now, sorry. That was 2 years ago, a year ago. I thought there was a stop after you sent something. Right, so you can't, it won't be in forever. You get a notice of violation. I'm gonna have to look this up because it's gonna drive me crazy.
I can see
I
if I
thought-
can find it too.
I
I
thought
think
there
there
was
is I think there is some kind of mechanism. Usually people do respond once they see that they're being charged a fine, especially on a daily basis. The way that it's done in Middlefield is that it can be kind of forgiven. So we had a blight issue in Middlefield where we issued the citation for $150 a day. It was a hoarding issue and it was a lot of cleanup, so it took a couple of months, but part of our kind of working with the owner to get it cleaned up was saying that we would waive the citations if they cleaned up everything. That was in their that was part of the violation. So there is also that, like, it doesn't have to be there is some flexibility that we can incorporate into it too, that if people are cooperating, then fines can then be waived in response. But I'll look into if there is a cap, because I'm not remembering that either right now. Statute language doesn't specify though, it just specifies, because, where is it? This is copy pasted straight from the chapter, so this is all it says in terms of, at least by statute.
So that's what it was, is if you file an appeal within 30 days, once you or whoever receives the appeal the fines stop until your hearing. That's what it was. So just as background. That way Zoe doesn't get out of hand and start finding people for no reason.
Right.
And as a
Trust me, I
process-
don't want to do that.
Yeah, as a process, the fine is really the last straw.
Yeah.
Right, there's a
Yeah, that
process
would
to
be,
notify, yeah. You're
yeah,
giving
so it would go like, and I talked about this a little bit last time, so generally, you know, I have about 3 steps I can take right now. I can send somebody a letter saying request for voluntary compliance, then I can send them a notice of violation, and then I can send them a cease and correct or a cease and desist. And then normally at that point, then you could kick in the fines, and it could either be after the notice of violation or after the cease and correct. And it's a way of saying like, hey, if you ignore this, we're gonna start charging you money. But it would not be, it would be the last line of defense, not the first.
You guys are all right with that? We don't need a motion to continue this, right? I mean, it's been,
No, it's just a discussion, but I just, because it's been a while since we've discussed it.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, because we've talked about so many different things, I don't recall where this group left off, so just let me know what next steps you all want to take in this conversation or in moving this forward.
yeah, I think we need that little bit of background info from the rest of Tyke about the little missing piece there. And that gives us some time to re-review Middlefield in case there's any tweaks. All right, you guys are good with that? I'm gonna move on to reports. All right. So ZEO. Zoe, anything of importance?
Here, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. We've got a lot going on right now. I had COVID at the beginning of this month, and so it slowed me down. But I'm working my way through several FOI requests, several projects, and then a few additional potential zoning inquiries and concerns that have arisen that I'm looking into. So we've got a lot going on right now. I won't bore you all with the details, but if you are curious, let me know. But I will admit COVID really screwed things up for me at the beginning of this month, so. But we're getting back on track with everything.
You sound good and recovered, so, good.
Yeah.
If any, no more questions for Zoe, we're gonna go to item 2, which we get to change finally because the POCD is done. However,
Woo!
we have it in our budget to work on our zoning regulations, so that's gonna get changed for next time. So the work is never done.
Well, a note on that.
Yep.
Because HB 502 was vetoed, there were a bunch of things that were supposed to go into everybody's POCD.
Mhm.
And we don't know if they're gonna happen in the fall or not, but I think that we're gonna have to have an amendment session.
Yep. For
And
POCD.
I think it'll be within 6 to 8 months, we'll know,
Yeah.
right?
I
So-
think you're right. So yeah, well, that'll be a placeholder for the regs or the POCD, whatever comes out of
Yeah,
that,
well, I mean, because it's gonna be something, it's gonna be something.
for
I
sure.
don't want to say and be wrong, but
All right, item 3, attorney. Nothing from, yeah, I didn't think so.
Nothing new,
Uh-huh.
but you know, we have ongoing litigation, and then I've spoken to Ken as well about some questions have been point of clarification with the several FOI requests, so that's my attorney update.
All right, on to item 4, chairman. So I have 2 things I wanted to talk to you about. So Wednesday, the 24th at 6:30 PM, there is a town meeting, and we're gonna appoint, well, Sarah's gonna get approved by the town to get on to planning and zoning. So I'm optimistic about that. So if you guys would show up and vote for it, that'd be fantastic.
that's Wednesday.
Wednesday, at 6:30. And the other thing I wanted to discuss with you guys is, changing the date of our planning and zoning hearings. So at the moment, we have them on Thursdays at 7 o'clock, And our zoning enforcement officer is on Wednesday. So instead of having her drive down from Hartford or always be remote, maybe we would change the date to Wednesday. And if that works for you also, Zoe, maybe that's something we do next year.
What's the Monday option?
The Monday option, huh? That's a good question. Just,
Be careful on Mondays because there's a lot of holidays.
Yeah, I was saying
on
that.
Mondays.
yeah, it's like,
Monday's
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Holidays and hangovers.
Yep.
We ruled out.
Yeah, Monday's real good.
Better answers.
But
I
feel like we-
couldn't do it.
When we were doing the P O C D, Wednesday was like, all right, fine, Wednesday. But I feel like that worked pretty well for everybody. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
You, okay, want to change the day and the time too?
I'd love to change the time if you guys don't mind earlier. We get out earlier, but we can't make that decision tonight. Just, we'll have to do that when we do our,
When we approve
when
our
we do our,
schedule.
when we do our schedule. So just in the back of your brain, I'd like to change it. If not, I would have to. This isn't, I can't make the Thursdays anymore, coming after next year, so. But I think that works better for the zoning enforcement officer anyway, because then she could be in person.
I would just check who else is meeting.
I did.
No, I mean, who else is
The
meeting
town meeting.
in the town
Oh,
hall.
looking at the finance meeting right now.
Oh, the
finance,
finance, man, I see.
Yeah, I don't know when inland wetlands meets.
They're Thursdays, and they're the second Thursday instead of third. Yeah, that's why we had the P O C D, because it was
Right.
literally nobody else really had anything.
Is the conflict facilities or is the conflict personnel? In terms of concurrent meetings?
It sounds like it's it's personnel, basically. But I don't think, just out of memory, I don't think there was anything on Wednesdays.
Park and Rec is second Wednesday.
We're looking third.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Board of Finance is Tuesdays.
Anything on there for the third Wednesday?
Third Wednesday.
I don't think there was. Yeah, see, I thought it was an open day.
Oh.
So if you guys are good with that, we'll do, when we do the schedule, we'll have to shoot for that.
It's open, yeah.
You have a conflict? Yes, say it louder, Nancy, because you're pretty important. Like, we
Well-
cannot be here.
What do you get to do?
be-
What's more important than this? Come on,
Well, if it's once a month, well,
right? You
and
could,
you might consider the time different.
maybe 6 o'clock. I mean, that would, or 6:30, something around there. Be a little easier.
Well, if she's gonna stick around, I think.
Right, a little earlier is better.
Point of it, Yeah.
Yeah.
She has
Oh,
to
so we
hang
can
out.
stick around or-
We're
I mean,
actually
Deep
working every
River's
day.
perfect to hang out in. Go.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Just give me a little bit of time to eat dinner.
Yeah.
Right.
No, 6 or 6:30, 7, whatever works.
It's not set in stone, but we will do that next time around. Okay, on the budget, we're not in that time frame right now, so that's okay with me.
Chairman?
Rivercog, Housing Committee.
I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry, you distracted me.
Oh,
Rivercock-
blame Alan, huh?
Yeah, Rivercock Housing. So this week, well, actually, the last meeting we talked to, they showed a preview of one of the projects. They have, it's a program. I'm gonna use all my keywords at once. That's why I'm startled. So they were giving money by Department of Housing to do engagement for the towns, to do some training for the commissions. And the one that they kind of did the short version on to show us at the meeting at the end of August was for, and you'll love this, Zoe, for the community vision plan, not just the P O C D. So right away, it had a way better marketing kind of pitch to it, right? And then they invited whoever could come for Tuesday of this week during the day to sit through their presentation as they're putting it together. So I did that. And Carrie was there from Essex, and we talked about you, Zoe. And we went through the whole
Hopefully
thing.
good things.
Right, and it's something that I would like us to do as a commission, because it's for the commissioners. When it comes time for it to do that amendment or regulations or whatever it is we spoke about earlier, when we know, we have a body of work. Because apart from some of us who have done these things for many years and know, and Marion who led us last time, this whole thing was kind of an education to me, and they've done a pretty good job with this training. And one of the ways they're doing is they have you sit down and kind of basically do the exercise, very similar to what Zoe had the town do when we were like kind of near the end. But so they have the commission do that like kind of upfront and get it around. And So it was pretty good. It was a good use of time. The only other thing we discussed is whether or not the 502 stuff's gonna come back up, and nobody knows, so that was it.
Any questions for Daniel? Alrighty, on to payment of bills. Nothing?
Got nothing for you this time.
Oh, I like that. All right, on to adjournment. We need a motion to adjourn.
Can I ask one question?
Oh, please.
first Before, just an update on the 400 Commercial Drive and what's the latest?
There's
Still
trucks
on
going
hold?
again, right?
Oh, that's.
So, right now they are, looking at the options that for their current site. And would like to try to work with the town. I'll have more updates soon on that. They did reach out and ask about what it would look like to submit an application. Since the first time they received their original permit, we have updated regulations. They are also still in litigation, appealing the ZBA decision, which backed John's action as CEO, his enforcement action. So they're seeing kind of there's what's the word that I'm forgetting right now?
I was gonna say the timing, the timing for the question was good because they are working on coming back to us.
Yeah, they would like to try to offer an olive
Resolution.
branch.
Okay.
But they are still in the litigation process with the ZBA. And I am completely blanking on the term, briefings. They have upcoming briefings that they're trying to factor in, with the ZBA appeal, as well as looking at, kind of how they can improve their current site to meet the standards that the commission has since laid out in their regulations in terms of what we would expect from any kind of waste management facility.
I just wondered if they were operating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
the
they are.
fire.
Mhm.
They are.
This is a little fire. We're good.
I had like 3 weeks of no trash. My yard's only 80, and then like I picked up a full bag today. It's kind of crazy. So,
Okay.
close out of there.
All right.
There is one more thing.
Okay,
RPC, I forgot because they didn't have a meeting last month, so I didn't report. We still need an alternate appointed. You're there? You're there with me?
that's why you gotta go on Wednesday and say yes.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was some cookies. Got me.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Got your motion to adjourn?
Yeah, oh, that's all right, looking for a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you. And again, Zoe, thank you for the P O C D, fantastic work.
Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you all of
Y'all-
you for all your,
Good job.
Y'all have a good night.
Congratulations, Zoe.
oh, thank you.
What's the garage?